yo, go Queanbeyan, shout out Queanbeyan. I've never been there. But Hau's awesome. Like, yeah, he's been a big part of my career for like the last few years since I've been on Forever Ever. And he's just been like, I don't know, like a really awesome A&R and I guess like kind of guidance. Like he's just been this kind of uncle to me where I've just gone to him with like ideas and he's always been a very supportive person in whatever I want to do. And one thing I like about him is he never like shuts anything down. He always like appreciates like the weirder stuff and anything that's like, you know, more expressive and yeah, I don't know.
So he doesn't have like a big commercial intent. He kind of wants...
No, he just like, yeah, he understands when things like, it's just meant to be
expression,
art and like, yeah, like he's always been really cool. And anytime I've like brought music to him, I'm like, this is like the kind of stuff I want to make. He always brings me like 20 million other references and he's like, what about this? And it's like in that world. And I don't know, he's always been really awesome to like brainstorm with. So yeah, shout out to him. He's cool.
Proceeding with the interviews for today, we now have Becca Hatch.
Hello.
In Canberra from Sydney. How are you feeling?
I feel good. Yeah, I just played the set, so I don't know. I feel like it went well. Everyone was like having a little vibe.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah. How was the? Have you been to Canberra before? Have you played here?
I've played here. I think like once.
Yep.
With Spacey Jane in literally like the other room here.
Sick.
Yeah. So that was like one of my first like national supports.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and that was like probably the only time I've come and played in Canberra.
Yeah. I feel like Spacey Jane's an interesting genre picking for like your style of music. Did it open you up to like new fans and new listeners in that sense?
Yeah, definitely did, because I feel like while we're like very different like genre-wise and like music and like sonically, I guess the one crossover is that we both kind of came up through Triple J.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was the kind of crossover, but yeah, I definitely feel like it opened me up to a whole bunch of different kinds of people.
That's dope.
But it was interesting, like they're all really supportive, and especially like the young Spacey Jane fans, like they're really great and they're just like there to like cheer you on, and they're really good. Like it's a good fan base, I reckon.
Dope. And I love that Kieran manages the band too. My girlfriend and I met him up to Spill Milk last year, and just a lovely guy. And it's really cool that he manages, but also is in the band too.
Yeah,
like I think that's super dope.
Sweet. Yeah, he's so sweet, so funny. Like when I went on that tour, I didn't realize that like he was also the manager.
Yeah.
But then I was like looking at the emails after I met him, and he was like, "I'm Kieran," and I was like looking at the emails, and I was like, "Wait a minute!" And like it like two and two, and when we were playing, he would always come to our green room and be like, "You guys okay? Like everything all good?" And we
so
were
he's like tour managing, but also playing.
Yeah, we're like, wow, what a nice dude. Like he just every time we play, he just always comes through and says what's up. And we thought like he's just going out of his way, but then we realized he's actually like managing.
Yeah.
And it just took me the whole tour to realize that, like right at the end, like the very end. So yeah. That was the time. That was
That's
like about a year ago or so. But
cool. And your first like major national tour support?
Yeah, my first major national
What's that
tour.
experience like? Because I'm guessing most of the rooms probably didn't know you. I'm not sure. Yeah.
It was interesting. Like there definitely were like a few, I'd say like harder shows, I guess, because people don't know you. And it sometimes feels like you're like, yeah, come on guys, listen to me, like support me or whatever. Or you're kind of like trying to sell yourself a little bit to, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely feel like it was hard, and it was really like good for me to learn as an artist, and I definitely felt like after that tour I came out like way stronger than I was, and my skin was way thicker, and after that I was like, okay, if I can do some shows where like we're all the way in like Torquay, it's a whole different crowd and people don't know me, then I'm like, yeah, I can do like any show. So that's how I felt after that tour.
I love that feeling.
Yeah.
And I'm always curious because I have this trouble. My hardest part about performing for me is talking between songs and like telling stories about every song and stuff. But I also feel like if you do it the right way, it can really create deeper resonance with people who are hearing your songs the first time. Have you found any ways that are effective in doing that and like introducing a song, telling a story, or have you found anything effective in that sense? Yeah,
that's so funny because I'm the exact same.
I'm bad at it, like not gonna lie.
Literally, like it got to the point where it honestly sounded like I was giving like presentations.
TED Talk.
Like I was like this cool kid giving a presentation, like this is my song. I don't know, like that was a hard one for me. I like whole of like last year when I had shows, I was like really busy with tour, and I just like spent a whole amount of time just getting in front of a mirror and just like practicing like singing and stuff, but practicing talking. And I met this person, her name's Leah. She helps people with like, she like makes I don't know, like how would you say it? Like directs like musicals and stuff, I guess. And she's a choreographer. She like grew up dancing, and it was just like me and her in front of a mirror, and just like got rid of all that shame. Kind of like got past that wall of like I feel like look stupid and like I'm embarrassed, and I kind of just had to work past just not really caring as much what people think, because I definitely feel like as an artist I can like struggle with caring about what people think, especially like people that are watching the show, you know. I'm like, so I don't know, I just got in front of a mirror and I just practiced how like I could talk normally.
Yeah,
and
well,
just,
that's what I was going to say. You're very
confidently.
eloquent in the way you speak. Do you just do the same thing live now? Or?
I think I just try and be like myself as much as I can and not feel like I'm trying to put on like a persona.
Yeah. And then you can be goofy or like.
Yeah, and I just like work past feeling like embarrassed and caring too much about what people think. And I'm like, as long as I'm having fun and, you know, people are having fun and I'm like singing my songs and, you know, like I'm happy with, like I'm proud of my music, like yeah, it's gonna be fun, you know, it's a good show. So that's how I feel.
No, I love you got to that point.
Yeah.
I think it's tricky for me because like I know the intention I want my songs to have.
Yeah.
And I love kind of like trying to shape just a little bit how people should experience it and how they should feel and how they should relate to it. But you also don't want to dictate people's experiences to the work, you know? So like I like to just do all the music and nothing else, and I feel great about that because then it's open to interpretation. I'm not going like this is about this and it has to mean this to you, you know?
Yeah, and sometimes you don't have to talk. Like I know heaps of artists that don't even say a single thing. Like I went to go watch my friend Tentendo, if you like know him. He makes like dance music and he's based in Melbourne, and I went to go watch him at Laneways. And he didn't talk the whole time, but there was just like an energy he had, like it's like a confidence like that was just like coming off him, and he didn't even have to say anything to just like, you know, hold himself and capture the audience. So sometimes you don't need to say anything, you know. It's that like confidence or that energy, how you hold yourself.
Dope. Talk to me about where you're at with your music currently. Are you releasing currently? Do you have things on the way? Where are you at in your journey? So I recently just finished like my first project, like it's still on the wraps, but it's an EP. Cool, dope.
It's like mixed and mastered, so that's there. I don't have like a release date on that anytime soon. No, that's fine. Yeah, so I've just been working music this year. I released a song recently with Taku, who is I know exactly who that is. Absolutely. I was like, Taku, you know, he's a producer. He's really awesome. He's a really great dude.
How did that relationship come about?
He just reached out. I think we like kind of had a probably like similar kind of upbringing. I guess we're like both Polynesian. So
you're Samoan, right?
Yeah, I'm Samoan, and
I've been to Samoa.
Oh, what the heck? That's so random.
My dad's a photographer, so when I was a kid, he took me there and like showed me the country and stuff. And beautiful, really kind people. It's really calm there. I loved it.
I love it there. My family's from the island called Savai'i, which is like you land and then you have to get the ferry over. So when you get the ferry, have you done that? Yeah,
I'm bad with names, but
so when you get off the ferry, that's my family's village.
Wow.
Like you get off the ferry and then like you're there. That's where my family, like my mom and stuff are from.
So. What's the capital called? It starts with A, I think.
Apia.
Okay, cool.
Anyways, I can't remember what I was saying.
sorry. You were saying Taku and you both Polynesian background?
Yeah, so Taku, he like just reached out. And this is like during COVID, so this would have been like 2020. And he just sent a song over, and it was just like a verse and a chorus. And then he just like asked me if I wanted to jump on it, and I just like spent a bit of time, a few weeks, just like trying to get something together. And then I just like made a little idea, and it's out now. I think it's track 5 on his like recent project called Songs to Come Home To. And it's called Cry. It's like a little bit different to my own stuff. It's more like a ballad, but
with yours and his vocal?
Yeah, he sings on it, which is like, he's so cool.
He's an amazing
really
creative.
Cool dude. Yeah.
He did a TED Talk, right? I feel like I watched that years ago.
Maybe, he might have.
Because he's doing photography work at the time, I think.
Yeah, probably. Oh, yeah, I can imagine him.
Just an amazing creative.
He's so sick. He's just like, his eye and like his whole creative direction and everything, like he's awesome.
Dope. With the EP, did you have one main producer or collaborator in the project? Was it a lot of different people? Or what was the kind of process like?
There was like a lot of different people. Like 3 main people. Like Keon was there for like a lot of the writing. Tentendo worked on it, and Lucy Blomkamp. But
he's an amazing name I've heard of. I forget what's awesome. Lucian done again? I feel like I've heard him through a great Australian artist, but I can't think who.
Lucy?
Lucy and Blomkamp, is it?
Yes. I think Lucy goes by Lucy.
Goes by Lucy?
Yeah,
cool.
Cool. And I think their pronouns are they, them.
But forgive me on that.
No, that's okay. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was the Black stuff that they produced on.
That sounds
Lucy's
right.
like an enigma. Like, you know
awesome.
People that you just meet and they're really nice, and then you're just like, you've done so many random things, like really cool things.
Wow.
You're just like, you're cool, but like, who are you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, they do incredible work. So I mean, it all comes from that, right?
Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
Sick, cool. And did you have an intention with like when you began the project? Like, did you have a vision, this concept, this story, this sound, or did it kind of evolve and take different turns throughout the process?
I guess it like I don't know if I should like talk too much about it.
Oh, sure. By the way, we can get on the wraps totally. Yeah.
But
I'm just curious. I'm working on my first LP at the moment. That's nearly done.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about the process of things.
At the start of this year, I guess like I was just going through a lot of different change, and what I was talking about was kind of just what I'd been going through at the time.
Yeah.
Which was like, a lot of growth, a lot of change, like just different things. And I really wanted to make a project that was like rooted in dance music, and I wanted to make music that felt really fun to play live.
Awesome.
I wanted to like be able to also like play club sets, you know, be able to DJ and like have my own little after parties and stuff.
Great.
So
Awesome.
I think that was kind of the intention.
Yeah.
And then like as I was making the music, I guess like the story of it kind of unfolded itself. Like we kind of sat there and looked at everything, laid it out, and it like just made sense. So.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear it when it comes out.
Thanks.
Yeah. And as for your sound in general, is there anything you're drawing inspiration from at the moment? Anywhere you're taking your music next when that project comes out, without talking directly about it?
I guess the music that I guess what I'm inspired by at the moment, probably artists like Yeek. Do you know Yeek?
Is it Yeek?
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 Yeah. Like the dance music that
Did the
Yeek
Minions song? No, I'm thinking of Yeet.
I'm not sure. Oh,
okay.
no, Yeet.
Okay.
No,
okay.
Yeek with a K.
Cool. Let's say you to be an interesting inspiration. Yeah.
I'd say like Peggy Goo is a big inspiration at the moment. Like her whole styling, like her direction.
I can see that for your aesthetic as well.
Thanks. Yeah. Like
absolutely.
she's like a big inspiration of mine. Not like just sonically, just her energy. I fuck with it. Like Georgia Smith has always been an inspiration.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Like Nia Archives, if you know Nia Archives.
I haven't heard that name.
She's like done a remix of Little Things by Georgia Smith as well.
Yeah, wow.
So yeah, she's cool. Yeah, a lot of like UK and like European kind of influences.
There's something in the water in the UK, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a whole vibe going on there.
Yeah.
So I need to get over there ASAP.
Definitely. That's why I'm so excited about Picard today. I was just talking to his band before, and like I'm such a fan. I've been following his work for years.
He's so cool.
So I'm really hoping we can chop it up at some point.
Yeah, he's so sick.
Yeah.
That's like the same as me. I'm like, we have to drive back to Sydney, but I really want to watch his show.
Yeah, I know.
So we also like got tickets to the Sydney show because we're like, what if we have to drive back and we can't make it?
Yeah.
I was like, at least we can go watch it and more. So.
Yeah, because that's next Friday, right?
Yeah, next Friday.
Yeah,
so I'll be there in the crowd, just like, woo.
Yeah. And I feel like personally, I like seeing artists in venues, not festivals. Personally, if I'm seeing them for the first time as well, it's a little bit more like, I don't know, people
like
are there for them, you know?
Them as well.
Exactly,
like, yeah, it's more like their show rather than just like playing to a group of people.
Yeah.
So I hear that. I feel like I'm the same as well. But also festivals are fun. But
totally.
I feel like it's a different energy. Yeah.
Carefree. But I was talking to his keys player. And apparently he's playing keys, bass, and programming drum sounds that he remastered. Keane was telling me remastered for the live show. So he took the drums from Halo, the new record, remastered them in a live setting to then trigger live. So it all sounds live and it sounds massive. But obviously for touring and production stuff, it's like more minimal, which is really really effective.
We like walked out during the sound check and we were just like, we thought there was a drummer and we thought there was like a whole bunch of people playing. Yeah. And then we just walked out and it was just like him and he was just like shredding, like going crazy on him, and we're just like, whoa. Shocked.
Crazy. Yeah.
But he was sick. Yeah, he's really cool.
What was it like, if you don't mind me asking, working with Quean on like the creative side? Because I understand you guys are dating.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it like working with your partner on a song? Like, because I know you're both musicians, but I feel like you didn't do that until that point. Yeah. So what was it like entering into the creative process together?
I feel like I don't know, like it got to the point where we've just like known each other for like a few years now.
Yeah.
We've never really made music like ever. But I've always like given him my opinion and he's always given me his opinion, and we like respect each other a lot in that like kind of way.
Yeah.
I don't know, we never like wanted to force any sort of, you know what I mean, any sort of thing. But yeah, we were just like in Melbourne one time, like I just happened to be there working on stuff, and he was in the studio with Lucy as well.
Yeah.
And then came home to like where we were and played All of Me, the song that we have.
Yeah.
And it was just like a bunch of like oohs and ahs, and there's something about the vibe. I was like, I need to get in the song.
Cool.
So the next day, I just like jumped in, we like wrote the rest of the song.
Dope.
And that was it, really.
Super
like,
organic.
Yeah, it was super chill. We never I don't know, we never really wanted to like be like, today's the day we're gonna write a song, and anytime we have tried to do that, it just never like worked.
Yeah. There's anything about trying to like, I don't know, I think there's something about getting out of the way of the ideas and letting them come whenever they're meant to, as opposed to like trying to facilitate something. Like I'm interested to hopefully ask about Bakar about this, but I know when he wrote Hellenbach, he was in LA writing scratch ideas for another artist. So he wasn't writing for himself, he just did Hellenbach in 10 minutes as an idea, but then months later realized that was something like really magical that he needed to work on more. So I think I like just like not trying to force things and letting them come when they're meant to, and allowing like that subconscious to flow a bit more. I think it's really effective.
Yeah, I agree with that. So.
As opposed to being like, let's write a hit. And I
feel like I never try and work like that.
No.
Unless I come with like an idea and I'm like, this is the kind of song I would like to make. I don't know, but I never like to approach myself as like, we're gonna make a banger today or like a hit. I mean a banger always, but like, but like no, you know what I mean. We don't kind of. I never try and come and approach something with like the purpose of it being some crazy like radio smash. I just like try and make music that I really genuinely like enjoy. And I like personally like, because I don't know, I'm gonna have to tour it, so you're not gonna like my music.
And that's been a process for me as well, is just getting closer to my own taste and what excites me. And now the real measure for my music is like, do I think this is dope as hell, and like, does this excite me? And does it feel good to perform? Does it feel like a part of me? They're kind of the test now for me. Not so much because I tried to achieve quality for a long time. I was really about trying to write really good songs and have really good melodies and like reach a point of quality. But I find that like the more you can tap into different parts of yourself and have that reflected in the work, and honestly the weirder it gets, to be honest, like the more rewarding it is for me now. And it's just fun to like experiment with how it comes.
I feel like I'm like at that stage too. Like the weirder, and it becomes like more exciting, and it kind of like gets into its own little niche that's like more like yourself, like just you. So
I think it just comes from challenging the practice as well, and doing things in different ways and working with new people. Like I worked with this dude named Alex from Delta Rigs recently, and he wrote up some rules on the whiteboard of the session. He was like, you can't do this, you can't record a vocal more than 2 times, this. He was banging my drink bottle into the mic as like a percussive sound, and I was like, this is the kind of shit I need to be doing, and we made something that's like very UK inspired and really dope. But the process, the second we started vibing like that, I was like, this is exactly what needs to happen. And I'm trying to follow that now with different people and seeing who works like that.
I think it's good to like switch it up. That's kind of why like at the start of this year I spent like a full month in Melbourne just writing music, because I feel like I just needed to get out of Sydney for a little bit and just be like, I don't know, go into a space where it was just somewhere I didn't really know, or, you know what I mean, not too many distractions, like I can let like new ideas come. And I spent like a week writing in a regional Victoria like town called Castlemaine, which is like out in the middle of nowhere. There's like no fast food chains, like a bunch of cafes, like everything closes at like 6 or 7 or something. And it's just, there was no distractions, it was just like chill.
Amazing. That's so dope. No, I think switching up the environment helps. I'm moving to Sydney in 2 weeks.
Oh, sick.
So I'm excited to see like what that change of environment does for me too.
Yeah, sick.
Because I feel like I work out of like a little flat here in Canberra, like my own little studio. It's very protected, very quiet. I can get weird there late at night and do everything I want, but I want to change the environment to see like what that brings to my practice.
And I feel like Sydney's where it's at right now. Sydney's where it's at. That's where all the like, you know, there's like artists there, like a little community of artists brewing, and I'm sure Canberra has that, but there's something in the water right now, like in Sydney, that just feels different to when I was first making music.
Well, that excites me to hear. That's dope.
Yeah, it just feels different. It feels like way more supportive. Feels like the kind of, I don't know, parts of the industry where for like a long time people like notice us. It kind of feels like things are changing a bit. I don't know. It's just
especially
so beautiful.
In Western Sydney.
Western Sydney.
Absolutely.
100%.
What is it like there now, coming up?
I don't know, like I feel like now is so interesting because there's places like Hotter Out West, which is like parties, I guess like the boiler room kind of parties that they hold out west, and it's kind of always been that thing where it's like, you know, we can't wait for, you know, the industry or whatever, like other people to like do things for us. A lot of the youth out west have like kind of just made their own places and like platforms to like, you know, be creative, make creative hubs and like share music. And I guess by doing that, we've like been able to see a ripple effect throughout the industry. It's like we've made our own space. We've kind of just like formed groups. Like there's a group of artists called Full Circle, which are all really cool. A bunch of my friends. Like Sully, Zion Garcia.
Zion Garcia. I'm good friends with Oscar, his manager.
Oh, cool.
I haven't met Zion yet, but I love his work.
He's awesome. He's like, been a day one. We've been friends since like I don't know, 2017 or something.
Sick,
so a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, since like those events and just like kind of creating our own community and like platforms, we've kind of seen a ripple and, you know, places like, I don't know, bigger radio stations and yeah, like things that we've been like begging for to like, I don't know, we've noticed that they're like, oh, this is cool now, which is like so interesting. So yeah.
And it's come from like you guys doing it yourselves, creating spaces for yourself, creating a grassroots engagement.
Yeah.
That's really exciting to hear because that's what I want to experience in Sydney, what I want to push more. And even seeing artists like Menashe.
Yeah, Menashe.
I don't know him personally, but I'm just seeing what he's doing from afar and I'm like,
so
that's
cool.
the kind of shit, that's amazing, you know?
He's so funny, man. Like where I live, he literally lives like, he lived like literally 2 houses down from
in Western Sydney or?
In like the city, like in the inner west. And yeah, one time we're just like walking out, we're like, dude, like,
hey,
like, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, I live in this street. Like, oh, so do we. It's so funny. But he's so cool, and it's just crazy to me that he hasn't released like any music. And he's just like been able to play shows and build like an audience and a little community around him. And
absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know, he's sick. I rate him.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited to see all this in Sydney soon. I'm really keen to make the move and see what it's all about.
Yeah. It's going to be a vibe. It's going to like come through, make something sometime.
Absolutely, I'd love to. Becca, thank you for chatting. I really appreciate it. Boys, thank you for shooting.
And Becca, I've got one more question for you. How has it been on Forever Ever and the local hero, how, like, working with him?
Because he's from Canberra too.
From
Queanbeyan, but Canberra.
Is Queanbeyan Canberra?
It's in New South Wales, but it's like right next to Canberra, so we hail it.
Okay.
You know?
Yo, go Queanbeyan. Shout out Queanbeyan. I've never been there. But Hau's awesome. Like, yeah, he's been a big part of my career for like the last few years since I've been on Forever Ever. And he's just been like, I don't know, like a really awesome A&R and I guess like kind of guidance. Like, he's just been this kind of uncle to me where I've just gone to him with like ideas and he's always been a very supportive person in whatever I want to do. And one thing I like about him is he never like shuts anything down. He always like appreciates like the weirder stuff and anything that's like, you know, more expressive and I don't know.
He doesn't have like a big commercial intent. He kind of wants.
No, he just like he understands when things like it's just meant to be
expression
art and like like he's always been really cool. And anytime I've like brought music to him, I'm like, this is like the kind of stuff I want to make. He always brings me like 20 million other references and he's like, what about this? And it's like in that world. And I don't know, he's always been really awesome to like brainstorm with. So shout out to him. He's cool.
Well, I guess all his work in coolism early on, you know, he paved the way for Australian hip hop. So I guess he has a lot of context there and a lot of history to bring to the table. So that's dope.
It's so funny because like, I don't know, I just feel like he's like my uncle or something. Because he's just like been around for like a big part of my career. And then like one time we were watching like his music videos because we were just like really, I don't know, always around him. We're like, man, I just like want to watch some like coolism videos. And then we watched his like ARIA like acceptance speech and we're like, bro, this guy's like lived a life.
And what year was that?
Like, I don't even remember. It was like a while ago.
Yeah, early
but like the Black Eyed Peas were in it. What? It was like we were watching it and we're just like, who are you? It's like,
and
you
he
know.
looks good. He doesn't look that old, you know what I mean?
He looks good. What's the like, man? What year was it?
2004.
2004,
Insane. So that would have been like Elefunk era, maybe?
No clue.
Yeah.
I was born in like 2001, so.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's insane. Black Eyed Peas. That's so dope. Crazy. My cousin's wife recently was like, yeah, I know will.i.am. And I was like, sorry? Just had kept this from me for years. And I was like, Jesus, like, no, I'm good friends with them. We talk all the time. I'm like, what?
That's so random.
Yeah, very rogue. But no, they're great.
Legend. Anyway, we'll let you go.
Becca, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks.
Just indulging and watching some YouTube while I'm here. Yeah.
Amazing. That was a really great chat, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.